Hello, and welcome back to Daily English with Lily and Leo. I'm Lily.
And I'm Leo. Really glad you're here with us today.
Today, we are talking about music, and I have a very complicated personal history with this topic.
Oh, are we finally talking about your neighbors?
Why do you always go there first?
Because every single time you mention music, I picture your neighbors, and I feel genuinely sorry for them.
Okay, fine. Yes, my guitar practice has caused some tension in my building. We will discuss that. But we will also talk about your friend Tom, who has a relationship with vinyl records that I would describe as deeply committed.
Tom would say passionate, but yes.
We have a great episode for you today. Music, what it means to us, how it connects to memory and emotion, and the strange, beautiful thing that happens when someone really, truly loves one thing. We also have 5 vocabulary words and a grammar lesson on indirect questions.
Indirect questions are extremely useful in real life. Very natural, very polite, the kind of thing that makes your English sound like you actually speak English.
And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. We're Daily English with Lily and Leo. We make this for English learners at B1 and B2 level. Real conversation, real stories, practical language.
Subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. It helps us enormously, and new episodes come out every week.
All right, let's talk about music.
Let's do it.
So, the guitar. I started learning about 8 months ago.
8 months. How's it going?
I sit down, I open the chord diagram, I place my fingers very carefully into position, and then it sounds like a very stressed cat.
A very stressed cat. That is the most accurate description I have ever heard.
The thing is, I've been learning the same 3 chords for 2 months, C, G, and A minor. I know them individually, but the moment I try to switch between them smoothly, my fingers just forget everything.
The speed isn't there yet.
The speed is absolutely not there. My brain sends the message, and my fingers receive it about 3 seconds later.
But you're still going. 8 months in and you haven't given up.
I genuinely enjoy it. That's what surprises me. Even when it sounds bad, and it does still sound bad, there's something about holding an instrument and making a sound yourself that feels completely different from just listening.
You're creating something.
Exactly. Even a bad sound is yours. And I can feel myself improving, even if the neighbors can't hear it yet.
What do you want to play eventually? Is there a goal?
Simple acoustic songs, ones where you can hear every word of the lyrics clearly, or the melody does the emotional work. Something you could play around a campfire.
The classic campfire dream. Very cozy.
I know it's not ambitious, but it's mine.
I think it's a lovely goal, actually. And I heard you playing a few weeks ago on our call. It was recognizable. I knew what song it was supposed to be.
That might genuinely be the nicest thing you've ever said about my guitar playing.
I mean it. You're picking it up. Slowly, but it's happening.
Picking it up, we'll come back to that one in vocabulary. It's a useful phrase. But first, your guitar story.
Very short story. I tried guitar for approximately 2 weeks when I was 16. It hurt my fingers, there was a football match outside, and I made a very quick decision about my priorities.
Never looked back?
Never looked back. Tom tried to teach me again a few years ago, and I managed half a chord before I gave up.
Half a chord.
My fingers are not musical fingers. They are for typing and holding a controller.
Fair enough. So tell me about Tom, because from what I know, Tom went in the completely opposite direction.
Tom went very deep, very early. We grew up in the same village, the very quiet village I've mentioned before, the one with the fields and the forests and nothing happening.
The absolutely nothing to do village.
That's the one. So Tom and I bonded over music when we were about 14, but where I just listened to whatever was playing, Tom started collecting.
200 vinyl records.
200 records. He has a whole room for them. Shelves from floor to ceiling, organized by genre, then by decade. He knows where every single record is.
That is a level of organization I respect enormously.
He's got everything. Classic rock, jazz, soul, funk, and some extremely obscure electronic music from the 80s that I have genuinely never heard of. And he has opinions about all of it.
Tell me about the opinions.
He'll put on a record and explain why the bass line in track 3 changed the entire genre, or why this particular pressing from 1971 sounds different from the 1978 reissue. And he's not showing off, he just genuinely cares that much. It's one of the things I find amazing about him.
I love people like that. People who have one thing they really, truly love and have gone completely deep into it.
Tom is the best example I know personally. You can ask him anything. What year something came out, who produced it, what it influenced, and he'll tell you. And then he'll play you 3 related records so you can hear it for yourself.
Does he play any instruments himself?
Guitar, yes. He's been playing for years, very good, which is slightly embarrassing when I think about my 2-week attempt.
And my 8 months of stressed cat noises.
Between the two of us, we make one decent guitarist, maybe.
But Tom makes these playlists. You mentioned this to me once. He calls them journeys?
Yes! He puts together an hour or more of music that moves through different moods, different tempos, different textures. And by the end, you feel like you've been somewhere, like you've gone on an actual trip, but just sitting in his room.
That's a real skill, knowing how to sequence music so it takes someone somewhere emotionally.
He thinks about it a lot, the arc of the thing, where you start, where you end up, what happens in the middle.
You know what's fascinating to me about music in general? The way it attaches to memory. You hear a tune and suddenly you're completely somewhere else. A specific room, a specific feeling, a specific moment in your life.
Oh, completely. Tom played me a record once, a slow, melancholy jazz thing, and I immediately remembered sitting in his room in winter when we were 16. Rain outside, nothing to do, nowhere to be, and somehow that memory is one of my absolute favorites.
Because it was peaceful.
Because it was completely peaceful. No pressure, just music and rain and the weekend stretching out in front of us.
There's something music does to memory that I don't think any other art form quite replicates. A photograph can take you back, but music takes you back and puts you inside the feeling.
Tom would give you a very long and very enthusiastic explanation of why that is. Probably involving brain chemistry, probably involving 3 examples, probably lasting 45 minutes.
I would love that conversation.
I will absolutely set it up. You, Tom, a long playlist, and an afternoon free.
Deal. Okay, what do you actually listen to now, day to day?
Depends entirely on what I'm doing. When I'm writing, actual journalism, an article, I need instrumental music with no lyrics. Otherwise, I literally type whatever I'm hearing.
You've done that?
I once sent my editor an email that had the words from a song in the middle of a completely unrelated sentence. She was deeply confused. I pretended it was a typo.
A very specific lyrical typo.
So, instrumentals for work. For playing football with the group, loud, fast, something that makes you feel like you could run through a wall.
Sweaty legends need a pump-up playlist.
Every time. And in the evenings, whatever feels right. Tom would say that's not a genre, that's a mood, and he would be technically correct.
I mostly listen to podcasts, honestly, which is a slight conflict of interest since we make one.
What do you listen to when you run?
Music for the first half, then I turn it off for the second half.
Why turn it off?
I want to be in my head for a bit. Just me and the road and whatever I'm thinking about. The music gets me going and the quiet keeps me going.
That is very you. Very thoughtful early morning runner.
I'll take that. And speaking of mornings, how is your phone situation? Still using it as an alarm?
We don't need to talk about the alarm clock.
We talked about it in episode 4 and again in episode 5, and you promised both times to buy one for €8.
I know what I promised.
It's been 6 episodes.
I use a music playlist to fall asleep now. That is a step in the right direction.
It's not a step in the right direction. It's still your phone in your bedroom at 2 in the morning.
It's calming music. Tom made me a playlist specifically for sleeping.
Okay, that is actually sweet. But still, the alarm clock.
This week. I will buy it this week.
You said that last week.
This week is different.
How is it different?
It just is. I feel it.
Listeners, if you want to remind him in the comments, please do. We read everything. Okay, completely different question. What are you eating while you listen to music tonight?
Pizza, obviously.
Pizza is a breakfast food.
Pizza is a dinner food. It always has been and it always will be.
We have this conversation every episode.
And I will keep having it until you admit I'm right.
Not today. Not ever. Okay, vocabulary. 5 words from today's episode, all connected to music, creativity, and learning.
Let's do it.
Word 1, tune. T-U-N-E. A tune is a melody, the main musical part of a song that you can hum or whistle. I've had that tune stuck in my head all morning. It's a simple tune, but really beautiful.
I get tunes stuck in my head constantly, usually something I don't even like, the worst.
Word 2, lyrics. L-Y-R-I-C-S. Lyrics are the words of a song. The lyrics to that song are really poetic. I read them like a poem. I can never remember the lyrics, I just hum the melody.
Tom always says a great lyric is as good as any poem. He has strong opinions about this.
Word 3, genre. G-E-N-R-E. A genre is a category or style in music, film, books, any creative work. What genre do you usually listen to? I don't have one favorite genre. It depends on my mood.
Genre is one of those words that looks harder than it sounds. It comes from French. English borrowed it without changing the spelling.
Good point. The pronunciation is genre. That soft first sound is the French J, genre. Worth practicing out loud.
Genre. Genre.
Word 4, to pick up. This is a phrasal verb. To pick something up means to learn it gradually, usually without formal lessons, just through doing it or being around it. She picked up Spanish by watching films every day. I'm slowly picking up guitar.
You can also pick up a habit or pick up on something, meaning to notice it.
Exactly. Very versatile. And the natural opposite, to put something down, to stop, to give up, to walk away from.
Which is what I did with guitar at 16. Put it down and never thought about it again.
Until Tom tried to teach you and you managed half a chord.
Let's not revisit that.
Word 5, chord. C-H-O-R-D. A chord is a combination of musical notes played together at the same time, usually on a guitar or piano. I've been practicing the same 3 chords for weeks. Once you know a few basic chords, you can play hundreds of songs.
It's interesting, guitar really does work that way. A handful of chords unlocks an enormous amount of music.
It does. The hard part is switching between them smoothly and quickly. The chords themselves aren't the problem. The transitions are. My fingers know where to go, they just don't get there in time.
Like knowing the words to a language but not being able to produce them fast enough in conversation.
That is actually a perfect analogy. Yes, exactly like that. Okay, grammar. Indirect questions.
And this one really is useful. It comes up constantly in everyday conversation, especially when you want to be polite or when you're not completely sure the other person knows the answer.
So, a direct question is short and simple. Where is the record shop? What time does the concert start? How many records does Tom have? Clear, direct, nothing extra.
But sometimes you want to soften the question, make it more polite, or show a little more uncertainty. In those situations, you wrap the question inside an introductory phrase.
That's called an indirect question. Instead of, where is the record shop, you say, could you tell me where the record shop is?
Did you notice what changed there?
2 things change. First, you add an introductory phrase. Could you tell me? Do you know? I was wondering. Second, the word order inside the question goes back to normal sentence order.
In a direct question, the verb comes before the subject. Where is the shop? But in an indirect question, after the introductory phrase, it flips. Could you tell me where the shop is? Normal order. Subject first, then verb.
Let's compare them side by side.
Direct. What does Tom collect? Indirect. Do you know what Tom collects?
Direct. Where did he find that record? Indirect. Could you tell me where he found that record?
Direct. Is the concert sold out? Indirect. Do you know if the concert is sold out?
That last one is important. When the direct question has no question word, when it's a yes or no question, you use if or whether in the indirect version.
Is it free becomes, do you know if it's free? Did she pick up the guitar quickly becomes, I was wondering if she picked up the guitar quickly.
And the key rule, the one people often get wrong, no auxiliary verb inversion after the introductory phrase. You never say, do you know what is Tom collecting? You say, do you know what Tom is collecting? Normal order, always.
The most useful introductory phrases to learn are, do you know? Could you tell me? I was wondering, can you tell me?
I was wondering is especially useful because it sounds very soft and polite. I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering where I could find a good guitar teacher.
I was wondering if you could tell me where to buy an alarm clock for €8.
Perfect grammar. Perfect delivery. Completely wasted on you.
I'm learning.
Okay, let's practice quickly. I'll give you a direct question. You make it indirect.
Ready.
What time does the concert start?
Do you know what time the concert starts?
Perfect. Did she pick up guitar quickly?
I was wondering if she picked up guitar quickly.
Excellent. One more. Why does he have 200 records?
Could you tell me why he has 200 records? A question I ask Tom genuinely and regularly.
And the answer is never short.
The answer is always wonderful and detailed and never under 30 minutes. Worth it every time.
So, to summarize, indirect questions use an introductory phrase, normal sentence word order after it, and if or whether for yes or no questions. Practice those introductory phrases. They will make your English sound natural and confident.
Motivation time.
Today, we talked about learning things slowly. The guitar, Tom's years of collecting and learning to play, language itself.
And the thing they all have in common is that nobody started out good. Tom didn't wake up knowing 200 records. He started with one, then another.
When I started guitar 8 months ago, I couldn't make a single clean sound. Now I have 3 chords, and most of the time they sound like actual chords. That's not nothing.
That's real progress. Slow, yes, but real.
And the only thing that actually makes it happen is consistency. Not 5 hours on a Saturday, not waiting until you feel ready. Just a little bit, every single day.
1% every day.
1% every day. One new word, one grammar structure, one conversation. Every single day.
If it feels slow, that's normal. You're in the middle of it. The middle is where the real work happens.
You're doing better than you think. Keep going.
Okay, closing time.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. You've learned 5 vocabulary words: tune, lyrics, genre, to pick up, and chord. And you've practiced indirect questions, incredibly useful for polite, natural English.
We'd love to hear from you. What kind of music do you listen to? Do you play any instruments? Leave us a comment and try to use an indirect question in it. Something like, I was wondering if, or could you tell me? Show us what you've learned.
We read every single comment, every one.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe. It's completely free and it really helps us reach more learners.
And share it with one friend who's learning English. One share makes a bigger difference than you know.
Until next week, keep listening, keep practicing, keep going.
1% every day.
See you next week.
Bye.